What's up, Eurovision people? My name is Sean once again, and I am joined once again by my Eurovision friends over here. You want to introduce yourself, starting on my left.
Yes, as always, I'm George from Italy.
And hello, as always, I'm Becca from Malta, and welcome again to our live stream. Ta-da!
Yes, you should be the host next time. I will jump down and you can come up.
Yes, yes, we should. We got
And you
used
might
to
So
it
have
now.
noticed that there's only three of us today because Sean didn't want
yes,
to replace our amazing Eston with anybody else. And I think this was such a
Yeah.
sweet action from him.
GERD EPIX Eurovision Guy is not here tonight, but we all agreed that he is irreplaceable. We send him our love from here, and
For sure.
we do
From
that
here,
by we do that by not attempting to replace him because we know he is irreplaceable. But we know he will be watching this live stream at some point in the army. So, semi-final 2 will take place on the 12th of May. And as always, I want to ask you guys, what do we think from a fan's point of view about the running order? And I'm going to start with Becca.
I prefer this semi-final compared to semi-final one. Um, did I take a good look at the running order? No, I didn't. So, um,
Bad Eurovision fan.
yeah, but I like the semi-final definitely better than the other one. So for me, it doesn't make a difference when it comes to the running order. I guess I just want to hear the songs. That's it. Sorry,
Fair
Shonzers.
enough. No, fair enough. Georgia?
I don't think anything about this running order. I think it's fine actually. Like the only odd choice is Israel second. I would have put Azerbaijan there, but other than that, nothing to complain about. It's well balanced.
Yes, I agree. I think this running order actually makes a lot of sense. If we take into account how lazy Eurovision producers tend to be in terms of running order, it really does make sense because they saw how well the Rasmus performed as the opener in UMK, and they said, copy and paste. Let's do that at Europe.
Yeah, they were the perfect openers. I agree with
And
this
I
choice.
did, and I did think that Czech Republic as an EDM banger would close out the semifinal. So
Same.
yeah, this makes a lot of sense for me. And on a biased note, I'm happy that Malta got a good running order for
Yeah,
once.
everybody
For
was
once.
expecting second, but putting Malta second wouldn't have made any sense, just
Some were
because they
even
hate
thinking
it.
that, yeah, some were even thinking that it's a good song to open the show because it's so uplifting and so the mamas like. But we'll talk about that later. So
Yes.
let's dive in, and we're starting with Finland, as we said. Georgia, do you want to kick this off?
Yeah, about Finland. Well, it was far from being my favorite at UNK, but when I saw their performance, I was sold. They performed it very well. It was catchy to the eye. The singing wasn't the best, but vocals are not that important at Eurovision because now they allow pre-recorded backing vocals. So, ole. And I think that they will qualify comfortably and do nicely in the final. So yeah, Finland shouldn't worry, but they had better choices.
And what is nicely in Georgia's dictionary?
What?
Yeah.
What is nicely in Georgia's dictionary?
Nicely in my dictionary will be like just outside of the top 10,
Okay,
which is amazing for Finland standards.
but inside the top 20.
Yeah, inside the top 15.
Okay,
Okay.
Bex.
Finland. I agree that I think it's a good opener for the for the semifinal. I like the song. At first, I was a bit skeptical about it, but then, it was quite catchy. Um, Let me see it.
Has she been interrupted? She seems that she has been interrupted.
I apologize for that. I was interrupted by my mom.
Don't worry. You
So,
were saying
I was saying, what was I saying? I forgot.
Finland.
Finland. I like the song. At first, I was a bit skeptical about it, but then I like the beat. I think it's a good rock song. I mean, for my standards, it's quite good. Do I want to qualify for the final? I think so. Yes. I mean, but would it qualify comfortably? Not that much, though. I don't think so.
I think that that's a level will put them very high. It's the juries that are the ones that are not going to give it much love.
I think, well, first of all, this wasn't my favorite song at UMK. I preferred Bess and her song Ram Pam Pam,
Pum, pum,
and I
pum.
know someone on my left did as well. But I knew they were gonna win. It was an obvious win. They have a very big following in Finland, and they won the televote with a landslide. Just like, well, not as landslidely as Blind Channel, but
But did they spend 10 weeks at number one in the Finnish chart? Best did.
you can tell me.
They picked at number 4 and then disappeared after 3 weeks from the chart.
Thank you for that interlude.
Yeah, they voted for the name, not for the song.
Yeah, and Best came third, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Finland. I mean, it's a good song. It's 15th in my rank this year, but it's nothing outstanding. You know, it stands out because it's an sort of EDM soft rock kind of track, very throwback rock for me as well.
Yes, very dated.
But I don't mind that. To me, it's more throwback than dated. I would call Bulgaria dated, for instance, whereas this is
That's
more
for sure.
accessible. But on the subject of qualification, at first I thought that Finland was a comfortable qualifier, but actually, you know what? Because this conversation leads me to our next country, so I'm gonna save it for when I talk about Israel because I don't want to give too much away. So Israel, and I'm gonna start. Fuck it. I really like Israel this year. I don't usually like a song that is trying to pinkwash a country into being made out to be looking like more accepting and more progressive than it actually is. But so the song on its own, I really, really like this. The flute in the revamp is actually something that I really like to dance to in the shower. Um, it's a great song. I like it, and I think it's very underrated by the community. And off the tangent of Finland and Israel's chances of qualification, many have written Israel off. I would not be surprised if Israel takes away the vibe and the energy from Finland and actually qualifies and Finland doesn't. I'm not saying it's going to happen. If I had to make a prediction, I would probably still put Finland instead of Israel. But I'm not comfortable with the thought of Israel not qualifying. And something tells me that they actually might qualify. So, I don't know. Georgia.
I agree with that. Oh,
You
sorry.
do?
You go ahead, Joe. I do, yeah.
I think that is a pretty safe non-qualifier. The song itself is nice. I actually like it. I prefer the original version with the swish instrumental. But I don't like what it represents because they basically saw Michael, who is a flamboyant gay man, and wrote the most stereotypical gay song for him. And I don't think this is the type of representation that the community needs right now because
I
it
agree.
reminds me of 10 years ago when here in Italy, the only representation that homosexuals got was on the media was this flamboyant type, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's entertaining, but let's not give them any rights." Yeah, I don't think it's a good representation, but the song itself is nice, but I don't see it qualifying unless the juries miraculously think that he deserves to go through like Hobie in 2016. But yeah, other than that, I think he's pretty much stuck in the semifinal.
I agree with that, actually. I do think it's a really unnecessary representation of.
Yeah.
Even
And
he
this-
looks
and this-
uncomfortable
and
sometimes. Like he's a
especially
great
kind of-
performer, but
Yeah, and especially kind of it all being very feminine and all the pink and then all the shift, you know, like, I mean, it doesn't actually represent of what,
Sure.
Fish, fish. I mean,
But
it
didn't
doesn't
have this
actually
word. We say fish, or it's like flamboyance.
exactly. It doesn't really represent what being a homosexual actually is. So I agree with Georgia regarding that matter. But when I actually like the song in itself, I like it. And I think it does have this kind of nice vibe to it. So I think that's why it will go to the fine because of this vibe that it has. But the song in itself, I actually do like it.
And there was a point where Mikhail Ben David was considering withdrawing from Eurovision because of the lack of artistic freedom that Khan was giving him as an artist. So, on the point that you made, Giorgio, that he looks uncomfortable, I think he is uncomfortable with the whole thing because
Yeah.
these singers, they enter, well, this year it was X Factor Israel. They enter a competition, sometimes for the sake of why not, and then they end up winning, and often they end up winning instead of someone who has a bigger mouth than them, and they just get caught up in this whole media frenzy, and yeah, it's interesting. I want to say hi to Patri and Eva from Spain. I'm sure they're
Hello.
watching. They
Hello.
live they live next door. So yeah.
I wanted to add something that in Israel selection there was Marionette by Imbal Bibi, which is my favorite song of the 2022 national final season, and that would have been my number one this year. And I think that it would have also been one of the best performing ballads of the year. But Israel somehow chose Michael instead. Good for them.
I haven't heard this song. I will
It's
take you
very
up on that.
Sia, but she performs it amazingly, and she has such a voice.
Oh,
It really
okay.
washes over all the other ballads this year.
Well, moving on, one of my favorites, and I know someone else's favorite, Serbia.
Serbia.
We all love
Bex,
it.
you want to kick us off?
I'm surprised without offending anyone that I like this Serbian song that they're going through this year. It was Sean actually who first kind of introduced me to this song and actually kind of explained to me the reason behind the message, not the reason, the message behind the song. And I actually really like the message. And apart from that, the way the song is, I think it's very unique for me. It's very unique, and I'm very very looking forward to hear it live. I wonder what she's gonna do. Do I want to see this in the final? Hell bloody yeah, I do. And I'm not a big fan of Serbia in general. Sorry guys, but I'm really really rooting for Serbia to go to the final this year. Really rooting
You
for
don't
them
have
because
to
I
be
think
a
they.
fan of Serbia to like this song.
Yeah,
At
exactly. Like,
Eurovision, you don't have to be a fan of any country. I'm not a fan of
regardless of
Israel
my
by any
personal
means.
opinions on Serbia, I admit that they objectively sent very good songs to Eurovision.
And they are
Yeah,
one of the
yeah.
countries for me that is one of the most consistent. And I don't want to interrupt you, Bex, but for instance, you know how much I was not a fan of Italy until I started watching
Oh yeah,
Sanremo, and now
that's true.
not only am I a massive fan of Italy, but I am planning to move to Italy. So
Uh,
that is where the that is where through music one can change their complete
I'm not.
perspective
I'm
on
not.
life.
where
I'm
are you
not
going
planning
in
yet
the
to
end?
to move to Serbia. That's
I'm
that's
hoping to
that's
go to Bologna.
good to know.
Fingers
Ah,
crossed.
Bologna. Okay.
Giorgio, what are we gonna
Yeah.
say for Serbia?
It's my number one this year. When I saw
Ooh.
the yeah, and it wasn't even my number one at their national selection because my favorite was Zoria by Zoria, written by Zoria and performed by Zoria. But what can I say? As soon as I saw the live performance, I was completely sold. She, even though I didn't understand, of course, what she was singing about, I knew that she was brilliant. She was entertaining. She was quirky, and I think that about the chances of this song to go to the final, it will, and it will be very divisive. I can see many juries giving it 12, many others giving it 0, but I can see the televote being consistently high throughout the continent because Some people say that only people who speak Serbian will understand it, but I don't agree. It's a song where the performance does everything, and that performance is memorable, and it's perfectly crafted. And I think that regardless of the language barriers that there might be, many people will manage to appreciate this song.
I agree wholeheartedly with everything you both said. This song is my number 3 this year. It is my favorite in the semi-final. I think just like Lithuania, it will not be affected by the running order because this kind of song stands out anywhere. I think it is going to be a shockingly incredible televote success. And I think it won't be so castigated by the juries, you know? I think what the Serbian delegation should focus on is really forcing down the message down the people's gullet, because that is the exact point where you fall in love with the song. The lyrical weight of it is where you really, at least that's the experience I had with it, but that's where I was really stunned by the decision and the balls to bring to Eurovision a song with such a message, such an unpopular message. I mean, if this was entered for Eurovision 2021, it wouldn't even have made the semifinals in Beovizia. So yeah, I'm really, really glad that we have a song like this. And I hope to the Lord Jesus above that the juries will not behave badly this year, and that they will reward songs not only based on what they objectively or subjectively think, but they will also look at what people want to listen to, and I hope that they will vote according to what people also like. Yeah,
which brings us to the next song, because juries are known for voting for piano ballads that are basically big vocal show-offs, and Azerbaijan is exactly one of them. And this one happens to be my number 40 out of 40 this year.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm an obsessed hater.
Does not like this song.
I'm an obsessed hater of male piano ballads, even female ballads, because Azerbaijan was also my last place in 2014 when they had Dilara Kazimova. But anyway, this song, I don't really understand the whole point of Azerbaijan at Eurovision, actually, because they keep selecting internally local singers with a classical or a jazz formation, and then they buy a demo from Sweden and they give it to these singers they have that don't even speak English usually and tell them to sing it. And I'm like, what is this exactly representing? I mean, I know that Azerbaijan is trying to use Eurovision to sell itself as a modern, rich country, and that's why they're not going to use local songwriters, because they think that folk equals poor, I guess. But it makes their participation pointless, because they're basically showing themselves as a colony of Sweden, and this song is no different. It has no flavor to it. It's a ballad with pretty bad lyrics. It hurts so fast when love goes bad, and you see poor Nadir belting this out, and he doesn't even understand what he's singing about, probably. I just feel bad, and I hope that this doesn't qualify, so that it's a wake-up call for, the Azerbaijani delegation. And I think it will not qualify, actually, because this song is exactly like the Australian one. But if the juries are going to vote for one of them, they're going to vote for Australia, because Australia actually has a message and it's more memorable in general. So this one is, in my opinion, is totally being left in the semifinal.
Somebody has very strong opinions about Azerbaijan.
Yeah, I don't even know how one can follow that.
Yeah.
But you can try.
I mean, it's one of the most unpopular countries in the Eurovision anyway. Like, many people are saying that they want them disqualified because they're a dictatorship, and I don't agree with that, but I wish that they would, at least give their singers some artistic freedom if they don't give them personal freedom in their real life because they're a dictatorship. But I don't know, it's just an unfortunate country in general. I feel sorry for anybody from it. I don't know.
With this song, I'm not really a big fan of it. I mean, it's just another ballad. I haven't, like, when it comes up for me to listen to it. I don't really enjoy listening to it. I don't think this will go to the final. But then Azerbaijan had some really good songs in the past years. I mean, I was a fan of them. But this year is definitely not the year for it. Yeah, definitely not.
Yeah,
You,
I
Chandras?
agree. I agree with both of you, especially the points you brought up to the table, Giorgio. I completely agree with Azerbaijan wanting to promote itself as this modern democracy through Eurovision. It's not a modern democracy. It is not a modern country. I do think that, however, sometimes they try to send songs which are representative of their musical culture. Matahari, for instance, to me was excellent. So was
Matahari is
Cleopatra.
not
It was
representative of
very
anything.
no. Come on, it is very
Matahari is
representative.
Dutch.
The song,
Yeah,
the
but
music.
those random Middle Eastern sounds aren't really representative of Azerbaijan.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it was another song
yeah,
made in Sweden.
yeah. But
Effendi
I
didn't
much
even speak
prefer
English.
that.
She had no idea what she was singing about.
I much prefer that, and I can actually accept that, from Azerbaijan.
Yeah, I
But
loved Matahari, but the point
but
of their participation is another thing.
yeah, yeah. I also agree with Bex. Azerbaijan have had some really, really good songs without even needing to be very folksy. Their debut, what was it
I
called? The Angel and
loved
the
it
Devil.
day after
That
day,
was great. That was
Mm-hmm.
great.
and it was
Um,
100% Azerbaijani.
the one after it, always on my mind.
Always.
That was incredible, and that was also made in Sweden, I think. But these days, I think, yeah, they have lost it completely with these, Cengiz Mustafayev, Nadir, Rustamli. Who was the girl in 2018 who complained
I
about the
sell.
political? Aisel, bravo. Yeah, I just think they're trying to be very, very, very generic, and I hope to God they don't qualify this year. Not because I hate the song, but because I think they can do much better with songs like the ones I
Yeah, they need
mentioned.
to change their formula.
Yeah, and I don't want to trigger anyone here, but I think I almost hope that Armenia doesn't qualify for the exact same reasons. But Azerbaijan, Armenia, let's not get into that. I don't want to wish anything bad on anyone. And talking about the song from Azerbaijan, when I first heard it, I actually thought it was brilliant. The orchestration of it, yeah, I thought it was brilliant. But then the more I heard it, it's like the reverse growing effect. It shrinks down, and I don't appreciate the lack of authenticity of it. I don't appreciate the fact that a song like this needs a performer that can really connect to the lyrics as well as they can connect to the audience.
How could anyone connect with those lyrics? It make
Exactly,
no
and Nadir
sense.
Rustamli, with his lack of English skills and his lack of performativity, cannot connect to anything, and
But
that
you
is
know
why I
what?
did not do very well.
Nadir only sang rock covers when he did the voice, and they gave him this song that doesn't even represent his style. It's beyond me. Like, why do they even select these people when they're going to give them songs that are in completely different style from their identity as an artist? Like, I feel really bad for these Azerbaijani artists.
I would assume that these people, I think he's 18, 19, Nadir.
No, he's
These
22.
people, he's 22. He's my age.
He doesn't even look 19. Like, come on.
I don't know. I think they select them because they are young and they can be very controlled. And quite frankly, this is the same thing that Malta was doing until they selected Emma Muscat, who we will get to. But Michaela, Destiny, 17, 18-year-olds, they are young and they're very easily controlled.
Yeah,
They're not going
but
to stand up for themselves.
look at Belgium, same age, freshly out of a talent show, and yet he was involved in first person in the songwriting of his song.
Yeah, because then
Yeah,
it makes a
Belgium,
difference of the country, where the country is coming from. I mean, if you take
exactly.
Belgium and Azerbaijan,
But
you can't put them on the same scale.
What Azerbaijan doesn't understand is that music trends have completely changed from the cookie cutter pop star from 10 years ago. Now people want vulnerability, they want real artists who are self-made, and the more they go on with their formula of buying songs from Sweden that the artist has no involvement in, and the worst they're going to do at Eurovision. Like, I feel like their heydays are over, and they're basically an early 2010s fad at this point.
Let's hope a non-qualification gives them the slap in the face they need. Let's
I don't
see
think
Stefan
it will.
Azerbaijan.
I think they'll still use Eurovision as a platform to sell themselves as rich and modern, but they need to realize that nobody in real life ever thinks of Azerbaijan. Like, the only time I ever hear of it is at Eurovision.
That's
And even
true.
then, they make no noise.
You know what you should do,
In
Georgia? You should go
Eurovision
to
and don't love in
Azerbaijan.
Malta.
Oh no, I'm going to get jailed for the things that I said right now.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, let's move on. The next song is coming from Georgia, and I'm gonna kick this off with X.
Georgia.
Did you even hear this song?
I don't think so. I did. Or if I did, no, actually, I did hear this song, but I can't remember the song. What's the song like?
Lock me out, lock me out, lock me in, lock me down, lock me
Yeah, I heard this.
sideways.
Yeah, I heard this song. Yes, you see, I did hear the song, but I just blanked out for a minute. Oops.
Okay, so tell us.
This Georgia. I mean, the song is just there. I mean, it doesn't do me anything. It's just there. They're singing. I don't really have much of an opinion, though. I forgot what the song is about. Sorry.
Georgia, tell us about Georgia.
Well, I don't really know what it's exactly about, but my take from the lyrics is that it's both like a reference to lockdowns and being free now from it, and also it's a very sexual song because, like, lock me up, lock me in, lock me sideways. It's like a subtle invitation.
I didn't see it that way. I can always count on you to break down the lyrics into something I never guessed. Honestly.
So, and how did you see it, Sean?
Listen.
Or did you forget the song as well?
No, I didn't forget the song. The thing about Georgia is, I think there needs to be an award every year for best delegation and worst delegation. And if there was this award, Georgia would win worst delegation every damn year. Listen, I don't understand how these songs, year after year after year, are gonna do anything for the participation of this poor little country who I actually have a soft spot for. They have had some great songs in the past. Sailing through my story.
Oh, I listened to it today.
And
then they had that
There was a
song with
song-
the choir in 2019. That was a good song. I
Yeah, it
forgot
came
what the
last,
name
though.
is.
No,
For you,
I know,
Shiny
but
Guristvis. Shiny
I
no,
liked
Guristvis.
it.
No, she's talking about
It wasn't the
Ah,
one.
Utoninsadze. No, I didn't
Yeah.
like that.
No, in the last 5 years, I've never liked the Georgian song, with the exception of the one cancelled year, Tornike Kipiani with "Take Me as I Am." That was good, but it never made it to Eurovision. My point is, what are these songs being selected for? I just don't get it. I mean, even if you like Lock Me In, which, by the way, it's my number 28 this year. It's far away from being 40. So there are 12 songs that I dislike more than it. But it just doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense to have a song like this. It's three dudes with their faces covered, anonymity, being encouraged. What is a song like this going to do at Eurovision? If anything, I'm just glad it's being the one before Malta, because hey, that's all I'm gonna say.
I feel like Georgia is the opposite from Azerbaijan. Here, instead, we have the broadcaster giving complete artistic freedom to whoever gets selected. They're like, okay, you're selected now. You come up with whatever you want. And I actually admire this. They're probably going nowhere with this formula. But Lock Me In I like Lock Me In. It's probably the Georgian entry that I like the most since Warrior in 2015. It's as indie as it gets. It will find... Yeah, no, I didn't like that one. It will find its audience. It's very outstanding. They will probably put on a very nice and colorful show. But of course, it's not qualifying. Even though I don't think it will be a total disaster in the televote. It will be low in the jury vote,
I
but
don't
the
think so
televote
either.
will.
But it's a clear non-qualifier, and we
Yeah,
have
it's
to
a clear
start
non-qualifier.
from there.
I mean that I think that it will come like 18th or 17th in the jury vote, but in the televote it will be like 15th or 14th. That's what I'm saying.
Ima-
Like not last
it-
overall.
but,
Pass
but
me a
imagine
trophy.
if it. Imagine though, like if it actually goes through,
I wouldn't complain.
would
I
that be a
wouldn't complain
surprise?
either. I mean,
I
if
mean,
Georgia goes through over someone like Australia or Azerbaijan,
yeah. They did go through in 2016 and nobody expected it. So you never
Yeah.
know. There's
there was
always a
actually a
surprise qualifier.
rumor. It's funny you should mention that because there was actually a rumor that the people behind these
Yeah, it's
figures,
Nika Kocherov.
yeah, and I guess we'll never know. But that's another thing, the mystery behind this, I feel, does nothing to elevate this product. It's not
I know.
like
The voice is the same, everybody knows anyway.
is it actually them?
I think so. Like the voice is that of Nika Kocherov. Like it's exactly the same.
I didn't pay attention.
But even if it was, there wouldn't be any problem with it. It's not like people from outside of Georgia know who he is.
Yeah.
So keeping
I
the
don't.
mystery and the masks on is an added value, in my opinion. Like it makes them more cool and mysterious, and some people are into that.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, Georgia, Malta is next, and two of us are from the sunny island of Malta. And I'm going to give the lady in the bottom the pleasure to kick us off. Bex,
Oh, thank you, my Maltese fellow.
with a British accent.
I was not a big fan when Emma Muscat was chosen to go. I mean, she was the one chosen to. I mean, who won our festival? But then there wasn't really much of a choice. To begin
Were
with,
you a fan of Ratatatatata?
yeah.
So you actually
but
wanted
this-
Aiden to win.
Yeah, I mean, I got used to his songs now, and it has a
Okay.
nice
Traitor of the
rhythm.
This is actually news to me.
It's news to you because I've been listening
Yeah.
to this song so much, like on our radio stations, like it's been constantly playing. So I mean, I'm stuck in traffic. I'm listening to the song. Okay, I actually like it nowadays. But let's go back to Emma. I like the song. I mean, it represents of maybe she wants to explore her identity, of being proud of who she is. I think this will also help us. I mean, in the Eurovision sense, like she usually sings in Italy, and hence it's being done in Italy. But I actually like the song this year compared to last year and the previous years. It has a nice beat. I like the message. And I think it will go to the final. I think I would like to see Emma go to the final though. Georgia, or
I have many things to say about this song.
As
Where
always.
do I begin? First of all, I like it. I think it's overhated. The Eurofan community has a hate boner for Emma
That's
this
a
year.
new term. Two
Hate
new
boner.
terms: overhated and hate boner, and I like both of them. Bravo! Please continue.
Yeah. I feel like Eurofans are, on one hand, they're mad at Emma because she beat the fan favorite Aiden, who in my opinion was a non-qualifier anyway. And on the other hand, they're also like mad because she's such a naturally talented, extraordinarily beautiful, and born in wealth girl singing an empowerment song. And on this, I agree. This is not the right song for her because it doesn't fit her image. Here in Italy, she has a long string of summer hits.
Yeah,
2 of them are even certified
true.
gold.
A long string.
Long string. Yeah, she has a hit every summer here.
Every
Like you
summer
hear
for
her
the
on the
past 2
radio.
summers.
No, since 2018. Since I Need Somebody.
Like yeah, for the past 2 years.
18,
That's
19,
not long.
20, 21. 4 songs.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but about that, like her entire singles discography is summer songs, summer bops, and with this she actually manages to show off how hot she is she should have done the same for Eurovision, but Sean explained to me that it was probably TVM that insisted for a ballad. So
Most probably,
they
yeah.
screwed her over like that. But yeah, Emma deserved another song. I really like this one. I'm a fan of Doctor, I'm a fan of the Mamas, so I can't complain. But objectively, it's not the right song for her. Still, it's the most jury bait thing that Malta has sent in years. So if it does its job, then it's surely going to the final. But it might be jury bait in an obvious way to the point that juries won't be baited on the other hand, so I won't be surprised if it backfires. Still, I really, really want to see her in the final, and I'm rooting for her. And wait, let me show you something. Last week, no, the other week, I was in Milan, and I found these, both of them, for €3 each.
Which one are those?
This is Moments, and this is Moments Christmas edition.
Wow.
Okay. Emma Muscat, like you said, is a stunningly beautiful, very, very, very good singer. Her voice is of almost an impossibly perfect commercial pop tone. And I am a fan. Like this is a very personal rhetoric in Malta. I am a fan of pretty much anyone who fucks off, does their own thing, and comes back to Malta when it benefits them. And I completely relate to this because that's what I do. And I'm happy to root for someone who does the exact same thing as me. So I'm all for Emma Muscat. I'm gonna talk about Out of Sight because no one did, and I think I should. I got comfortable with Out of Sight very, very late in the run-up to Malta Eurovision Song Contest, and I was going to catch the bus, and I was like, how does the song go? And I just said I got comfortable with it. This time I'll find, and I got comfortable.
Is this the same song that you fell to your ass or no?
No, that was Ciao Ciao by La Representante.
Yeah, Ciao Ciao, yeah.
It went 2-time platinum today in Italy.
Oh, I love that song.
And I got comfortable by Out of Sight, but admittedly, yes, it was never a song that was going to do well at Eurovision, and it might not have even qualified. Lucky for me, and lucky for all of us Emma Muscat stands, we will never know. And we have I Am What I Am. I usually don't like these kind of gospel songs. I didn't like the Mamas that much. I didn't like All of My Love by Destiny. I didn't like, this one is not really a gospel song, but it reminds me of I Am What I Am so much. Denmark 2017, Anja Nielsen.
No, that has nothing to do with this. Denmark 2017 is the most flavorless song I've ever heard. Like, there was nothing going on in the song or in the performance.
In terms of vibe, I can draw comparisons.
But in terms of results, do you think it will be the same?
I wouldn't
Rose.
would be the same because I am. What was the song called? Anja Nielsen went to the final.
Where I Am.
And
she went to the final with 5 televote points. I shall remind you.
Listen, with the Maltese televote, you never. With the televote points for Malta, you never know. I do think that there is a lot for the public to latch on to. It's a catchy song. It's generic enough for people to say this was the only normal song in the semi-final, and I'm going to vote for it. It is Emma Muscat has got that likability. There is a lot for people to latch on to, but at the same time, we never know how open-minded Eurovision viewers tend to be, and the more open-minded they will be, the less they will vote for the song. So what I usually hope for in terms of Eurovision televotes, I almost don't hope for Malta to qualify. But the juries, like you said, and I agree with you, Giorgio, 100%, it is almost too much of a jury bait to get that top 3, top 5 position. And last year, we saw that songs that we thought would be jury bait, for instance, Austria, I don't know, North Macedonia, some people were saying, not me, but some people were saying that it's a jury bait. They actually didn't do that well in the jury. So, you can never know. Or even Belgium, they only came ninth, I think, in the jury vote, or seventh in the semi-final. So you can never know. But at the same time, with the exception of Australia, because not even Azerbaijan, Australia, there isn't that many generic jury bait songs in this
There's
semi-final.
also Sweden.
But Sweden, I think, is strong enough with the televote as well. But we will get to
Well,
that.
Belgium. There's Belgium. But we'll talk about it later.
Yeah. So yeah, I want this to qualify enough to be thinking of any fucking reason why it should. So maybe actually subconsciously, I don't think it has that many chances. But it's 11th in the betting odds, and the betting odds are usually underrated. So with that borderline place, I think there are chances. So let's hope Emma Muscat can actually deliver.
So.
And if she comes 20th in the final, I'm satisfied.
She probably would. Well, I actually want her to qualify also because the Eurofan community will be mad. Yeah. It will be so fun to see. But I must finish saying that the best song in Malta Eurovision Song Contest was Into the Fire by Nicole Mazzopardi. That one was one of my favorites of the season this year. Such a waste not to send her.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was a very good song, and she came third. And on Aiden Kassar, I also really like Ritmo. I also really want to see Malta singing a song in Maltese. However, no comment on Aiden Kassar's personality. No comment on Aiden Kassar's lack of likability. And needless to say, I was thrilled he didn't win.
He's probably next in line. Aiden Kassar is probably next in line to win for Malta next year, so get ready.
I'm going to enjoy it this year while it's up.
And none of his attempts so far would have qualified anyway, so... San Marino, okay, I'm familiar.
I know you're a massive fan of Achille.
San Marino.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him because he's been at Sanremo since 2019 and he's been doing the same exact thing all over, and this new song is no different. Yeah, I mean, he's not interesting at all as a singer or as anything.
I like his song.
He strips, he does his,
come on,
he goes around the stage doing
looking at him
this.
while he strips.
No, he's ugly, honestly. Like, ew, all those face tattoos and everything. More of a straight edge type of guy. This is a sure non-qualifier for me, and I'm happy it is because it's going to be a huge wake-up call for him. For the fact that his one gimmick has gotten tired, even though, the rest of Europe will only see it once. The song is not strong enough. He's not a very good performer, in my opinion. He does his prance around the stage doing these lascivious moves. And I don't see it for him, and that's it. Not a fan, not going to be one.
I, on the other hand, am a fan. I mean, compared to his song at Sanremo and compared to the song that in San Marino, I definitely prefer San Marino's. But I mean, I don't follow Achille's songs throughout the year, so I don't know what kind of his vibe is. But I like his song in San Marino. There's this I don't know, like the rock vibe, this the cool kind of vibe. I like it.
Yes.
Do I want to see it go to the final? I mean, yes, for sure, 100%. But I think there are better songs than San Marino. But it's a nice song to listen to, where I feel I can be cool as Achille. Maybe one day.
Okay.
I wouldn't say he's cool. Like, it's full of articles on Italian blogs talking about how uncool he actually is, and it's kind of reflected in the type of celebrity that he is, because he is always invited at those Sunday afternoon shows, like talk shows.
Yeah, true. I've seen those Sundays.
What's her name?
All the time.
Mara Vernier.
Yeah, with Mara Vernier, the auntie. And but like when you see his,
but so many Italian celebrities go to goes to those shows?
Well, it depends. There are some celebrities who like being celebrities, and others who will rather be artists and let the art that they make speak for itself. And Achille is definitely a type of wannabe. Like he's really try hard. And like even if you look at his commercial performance for his music, his singles, when promoted through Sanremo or through heavy radio play, are going to do well, but his other songs are dead in the water. Like even Stripper, it still hasn't reached 1 million streams on Spotify, and it's been out for a month and a half. Like it was promoted as a single, it was on the radio in Italy, and it still tanked so hard. So that makes you understand how little star power he has here.
I
Damn
actually
it! And I
don't
wanted to be
mind.
cool like him.
I actually don't mind this song. I usually like Achille Lauro. I don't like him as much as I thought Italians liked him, but now I'm being told that actually they don't. And this is my number 13 of 40 songs this year. I would like to see it go to the final. If I have to pick 10 songs that I think will go to the final, I think this actually is one of them. But the more I live, the more I think that maybe San Marino will have to sit this one out this year. It's very borderline. And unless they have some really, really rock concert staging, Måneskin style, unless they have that, I'm not sure Achille Lauro has the personal budget for that. I don't think it's gonna do that great.
No,
And
it's a
even if they
completely
have
different
that,
type of performer.
yeah,
It has
but
nothing to do with marketing.
I need that Queen-like staging, like a big big pyro, I need a moment. And
Yeah, he'll
if we
probably
don't get
have
that
that.
moment, we'll see.
But he doesn't really
Usually
have
San
much
Marino
stage
relies
presence.
on the personal budget of their artists to come up with some staging. And does he really have that much financial backing from his record label or anything?
He does. He has a lot of support
Does?
from his label.
Then I'm
Yeah.
happy because I would like to see San Marino go to the final.
Yeah, he's not going.
Becca's charge is going down, and we have to move on. Australia is next.
Yes, please.
Giorgio,
Australia, the
go.
kangaroos.
No kangaroos here. Just a twink with an individuality complex. I'm so negative tonight.
Yeah, where are all these fancy words coming
You are
from?
horrible tonight.
No, this is the same thing as Azerbaijan for me. Like, I can't really tell the two songs apart from one another. It's just another piano ballad with a huge vocal show off, but this one actually has a meaning, and that's why it's 39th in my top. So one place above Azerbaijan. It will definitely go through. I don't think it will go through if it was 100% televote, but the jurors have every reason to vote for him. And what else? The song itself is not interesting. He repeats the same thing all over. He seems like a sweet guy, so let me not say anything else.
I don't like this song. I really, really, really don't like this song. It's got that melody that is the complete opposite of what you need for Eurovision. It's not immediate. I dare say it has a melody worse than that of Switzerland's. But I also don't like the way it's really emotionally manipulative. It is like the performance, you can see it is so staged, so theatricized.
Yeah, it's exaggerated.
When he takes off the mask, he's trembling, and then his
Parkinson's
voice
syndrome.
is shaking. I'm sorry, I don't want to be insensitive here, but I've seen every performance of his, and it's always like that. You can't have that emotion on every 3 minutes you go on stage and sing. I just don't buy
Maybe he
into it.
does.
Maybe he doesn't, and I don't want to insult any of his. What was it? Did he have Asperger's syndrome, or he grew up with something? That's what the song is about.
Yeah, he said autism or something
Autism.
like that.
That is what it is. Sorry for my.
But there are many types of autisms, probably Asperger's. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't wanna be insensitive towards anything about that, but I do feel like just like Malta last year was trying to play the feminist card so hard, I feel like this is what it's doing without being number one on the betting board. And I don't appreciate that. Of these, how in semi-final 1 we have the female ballads, and the semi-final 2 we have the male ballads. Of these, not Estonia, Azerbaijan, Poland, and Australia, I think Australia has the best chance to go to the final. Thanks to the juries. So
Yeah, I can see this being very high in the jury vote and like 11th in the televote.
15th.
I tried not to like this song. I really tried, but each time that he comes up on my Spotify, I have to sing with it. I really tried. But as you said, I mean, if I had to choose with the ballads, if it has to do with Australia, Poland, and Azerbaijan, I prefer for Poland to go through, not Australia. Yeah.
Okay. Moving
Oh,
on.
another thing. Well, wait, I wanted to say one thing because I watched Australia Decides, and I really don't like how SBS keeps trying to push a stereotype of Eurovision that everybody else left behind. I don't know if you guys followed that national selection. They basically kept showing every stereotypically exaggerated, over theatrical, over dramatic performance. And they're basically selling the Eurovision as a joke, which is something that we haven't done since 10 years ago here in Europe. I really don't like the attitude that SBS has. Even that host that they got to host the Australian selection, like, they're not taking it seriously, in my opinion.
Crazy.
Yeah, that one. And that's why their ratings keep falling. Like, only 150,000 people watched Australia Decides this year. And I can't blame Australians for not caring because they're making Eurovision uncool, which is the opposite from what Europeans have been trying to do.
Yeah.
It's interesting you say that because I think if I watched Australia Decides, I would probably have thought the same things because you and I always think about these things simultaneously. But if they're doing that, fuck them. And it's ironic because they do that and they send the most flavorless songs that Eurovision has ever seen in its history.
Yeah, but it's still a song that represents a stereotype.
Technicolor in black and white, not the same. It's actually the same song. Yeah. Cyprus. Rebecca?
Oh, I love this song.
Melodies.
I mean, I don't have very fond memories with Cyprus, but Sean knows why. I love the song from the minute I heard it till this very day. I love the song. The fact that it's very what's the word, folklore, and I know that it's not fully in Cyprus, but there's also apparently some Greek. I just love the song. I wanted definitely to go to the final. I'm rooting for the song. I think for me it's one of my top fives. Top five. Not five.
Oh.
Five.
Top 5.
I love it.
Damn.
Yeah, I love
yeah, I love it as well, actually. I don't know where it is in my top, but it's certainly in the top 10. You know what? It sounds like I like Greek music, and it sounds like any album track from a Greek album from the past 15 years. Like, that's the sound. But at Eurovision, nobody's doing that. It's unique, it's outstanding, it's culturally relevant to the region it's from. And that's what makes it so good. The song itself, I usually don't like bilingual songs, but here it works so well, the way they switch from Greek to English. Andromache is a very capable performer. The aesthetics in the music video are fantastic. And if they manage to recreate that atmosphere, that sultry, girly atmosphere on stage, then they will do well. So yeah, just like Becca, I'm a huge fan of Cyprus.
And that makes 3 of us. Cyprus is my number 6 this year. For a very long time, I wasn't vibing with Cyprus because I'm sick of them trying to chase down the Eleni Ferreira rabbit hole of success.
Yeah, about
and this
time.
year, they said time out. Panic Records are still involved, which is not exactly what I would like to see from Cyprus, but hey, baby steps. I really, really, really like this song. Like Giorgio said, this is very, very faithful to the Greek music scene and consequently the Cypriot. Um, I like Andromache as a performer. I, I simply really, really like this song, and I like the. I think they use the bouzouki instrument in this song. I think that is a beautiful instrument, and I love to hear
I
it.
love it too. Mhm.
Something tells me that Cyprus is a borderline qualifier in the eyes of many people, and I would be absolutely unconsolable if this song didn't go to the final. Not only
Oh
because I like
no.
it, but because if this doesn't go to the final, Cyprus would think, no, back to the LNA4 era textbook. And that is the worst thing that could happen to Cyprus. They might as well withdraw if they get that.
No, come on.
So
No,
so
listen.
I hope this
Cyp-
qualifies just so that we don't go back to the El Diablos, the Tamtas, and the Fureras.
you know what? Cyprus is a country of 1 million. Their broadcaster has a small budget, so for me, it's natural that they have a partnership with a big label that's going to, take care of most of the participation costs. And they've qualified every year since 2015. So I think that even though they're, being kind of formulaic lately, they've been doing a great job because for such a small country, it's actually very remarkable that the results that they've been achieving. And another thing, I saw yesterday that Ella outstreamed Die Together, even though Die Together can also rely on the streams from Norway, which is a huge music market. So it seems like Greek people have chosen their representative as well.
Before I go to Ireland, can you give me one last impersonation of Elena Tsagrinou?
Me?
Yes.
Come on, I want to hear it.
It's Eleni from Cyprus. Um, I'm an angel and he's El Diablo. I'm still shocked that that's her speaking voice. All right, that's rich. That's
Who wants to
rich.
start,
I was gonna start.
please?
That's rich. Was the only possibility from the Irish national final. I'm a fan of it. I think that Brooke has very good energy. She looks completely unbothered by anything. She's such a cool girl. I'd like to have her as a friend. Um, don't know about its qualification chances. Probably not a qualifier. But if it does qualify, I'll be positively surprised and I'll be celebrating.
From Brooke to Becca.
I'm not a big fan of this song, I must admit. I mean, for me, it sounds like the usual songs that we hear on the radio, the usual bop songs. Um, and I guess I wanted something different from Ireland. I don't really listen much to this song, so I don't see it as qualifying to the final for sure. Shanzers?
I agree with Rebecca Nicole
Me.
Guara. I don't like this
Thank you
song.
very much.
Sorry. I really can't stand that. Like in the background, there's a sound. I absolutely like that's like when you have 10,000 chalks being drawn down a blackboard. That's how irritating it is.
That's poor of you guys.
I like Brooke. I do agree with what you said, Giorgio. I would love to have Brooke as a friend. She seems like a fun person to go out
Yeah.
to Footloose Fun Bar with. But I other than that, I don't even find her vocal delivery to be that mesmerizing. The staging, every time she shows up in Primark pajamas with those two hideous dancers, I just wanna spoon out my eyeballs. Like it's such an eyesore. It looks so bad on camera. I really hope they tweak that staging. Like, I don't know, bring her in a car or something, put on some handcuffs with pink fluff. I don't know, something else. But this, whatever it is, it's not working. I do think this is not going to go to the final, and I think this is a competitor for last place in the semi-final, which would be a bummer for Ireland because that would mean the third consecutive time coming last in the semi-final. the reality is, in my opinion, this isn't better than 22, and 22 came 18th. So
Yeah, but we have the next song.
the next song might be even worse than this one.
Exactly, and
North
that's what I'm
Macedonia.
expecting to come last in the semi-final.
No, but then I like this song.
I like it too, but I expect it to come last anyway.
Go on.
Sean is
Anyone.
gonna have a heart attack.
Anyone.
No, what I think about circles is that, like, Andrea
We
in
go in
general,
circles.
yeah, not in squares or in
very
triangles or in
small
pentagons or in hexagons or in octagons or in dodecahedrons or
circles.
anything else, or
Okay,
maybe
you
in
taught math
spheres
class.
or in
Not
prisons.
math class. We get it.
But you know what about this song? I think that in general, Andrea is not an act that can connect easily with the public because she looks really aggressive. She doesn't really look like a pop star, and this is a pop song. She really has no pop star quality at all. And yeah, I know that she can benefit from Serbia and Montenegro points, but that's still 20 points maximum from the televote and as many from the juries. And I don't think that anyone else is given this act one single point because of how mismatched it is from its singer, and that's why I'm expecting it to come last. Even though I really like the song, it's in my top 20.
What exactly do you
Same.
like about this song? If you don't mind
I
asking.
like its unintentional comical value, which is something that I always appreciate. That's why I liked Sisters so much in 2019. Like when she said, "You don't want to test my limits," like this. I find it so funny. Like, I don't know, she's just funny without meaning to, which in my opinion is much better than being funny and meaning to, like Latvia is trying to do. That's an added value for me.
Okay, Bex.
And Becca, you fellow Macedonia fan.
I did. I like this song because for me, I like a song when it has really good beat, and this song has actually really good beat. I mean, the lyrics aren't wow, but it has a good beat, and I like it. But yeah, I do agree with George that she comes out cool, very aggressive in the song. Like you can see, like literally, I think her eye sockets want to pop out. We're like, okay, calm down. But I don't know where this stands when it comes if passing to the final or not.
Ah,
Honestly, I don't know. Okay, Sean, you can. Yeah, you have
I'll
the floor.
tell
You can
you.
what's your
I'll tell
opinion?
you. If this goes to the final, I will eat the circles under my eyes. Okay, that is a
No,
bet I
Oh,
you
am
don't need
come
to
willing
do
to
that.
on.
make.
You're
Listen,
beating a dead horse, John.
listen.
This is not going to the final
Yeah.
in any scenario.
Yeah. First of all, I really didn't like the song when it came out. Then the revamp gave it some sort of shaping, and yeah, it made it decent. But like both of you said, the lyrics are absolutely laughable. The aggression that Andrea just comes out with reminds me of, you know how Serbians and Macedonians are literally the backbone of the Maltese employment scene. They are waiters, they are construction workers, they are
Really?
yeah. And
I
she
didn't
reminds
see
me
that
of
when I went to Malta 10 years ago.
how many years ago?
10 years ago, 2012.
Yeah, that's
Exactly April 2012.
yeah,
Well,
yeah. Things
They
change.
immigrated in
And
mass.
she reminds me of a Serbian or Macedonian waitress who is very nice up until she gets a rude customer, and then you could quite possibly see her shoving down a kidney behind his back. And that's really what it reminds me of. I don't think this is going to the final. This is my number 38 of the year. It's this much better than Ireland, but Ireland is number 39, so there isn't that much difference
And
there.
who's your 40?
Bulgaria.
Hmm.
I
Those
hope-
are all inoffensive songs.
I hope that the next song leads us to the final. Giorgio.
Yeah, Estonia. Oh,
Come on,
Estonia. This is a guaranteed qualifier. I'm not the biggest fan of it, but this is a sound that always does well in Europe. His act is on point. Like, he has a strong visual appearance, both his good looks and the fact that he's going like cowboyish, like westernish, suits him very well. I feel like this is going to be top 3 in the semifinal televote and still top 10 in the final televote, because I don't know, I just think it's that strong. You know that Estonia comes 6th every 3 years. They did in 2009 with Randajad, then with Odd Lepland, then with Goodbye to Yesterday, then with La Forza. And it's been 3 editions since La Forza, and they can do it this year as well. It's a pattern that I want them to maintain, and this song can do it.
Fix.
Am I too hopeful?
To what?
Too hopeful?
To what? Too hopeful.
For
Well, the
6th
song
place,
is
yes.
named Hope.
Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm hopeful. Okay, you go, Bex.
Okay. I like this song. It's very cowboyish. Is that a word? Well, I don't know. I just made it up.
Well, you just made it up.
Surprisingly, I'm liking Estonia's song entry this year. It fills me up with so much hope for them. But I like this song. The fact that it has this cowboyish vibes, I like it.
And where are you traveling to tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow I'm traveling to Estonia.
To do what?
to see Sean's ugly face.
To Estonia, but he's in Finland.
But we're traveling through Estonia to go to Finland.
And you're going to see Gerd.
No, Gerd would
Oh.
be here if we would see him.
Then that's a waste of a trip to Estonia.
Should I just
Poor
wear a
Wow.
sign, that says "too useless to live"?
Yes, you should. I think you should.
Hope. I
George,
didn't.
you're being too mean tonight.
No,
Yeah,
no.
I know it's not personal. I know.
It's because I didn't have my tea.
Okay, Dorothy's Borniak. I really, really have grown to like this song. Certainly more than I liked it in Eesti Laul, which, by the way, I followed religiously this year. It wasn't my favorite. I was backing Anna Salen and her song Champion. We have Alex again, just as we're talking from Estonia. Hi, Alex.
Hello to Tallinn. You're going to meet Becca tomorrow.
Hello from Tallinn. Yeah, I like Anna Salen way more, but I've grown really, really comfortable with this song. I didn't think it was an obvious qualifier as much as I think it is as of now. And yeah, I think this is a safe entry into the final. I'm not as optimistic as my friend from Milan. Crema, sorry.
No,
Milan. Crema.
Not the same province.
Whatever. I'm not as optimistic about its chances. I don't think it's going to come 6th, but this should be a top 15 result for Estonia. Top 10 if they get lucky.
But we have to get one thing settled for once. This is not country. This is EDM.
This is spaghetti western.
Exactly. Like, in Europe, we have no idea what real country is. This is not real country.
And the next song is not reggaeton. Who wants to start to
No.
talk about Romania?
Someone more positive than me? You go, Becca.
Okay, don't kill me. Okay, don't kill me. But
Hola mi bebé.
yeah, I mean, I like the chorus, but not the song in general. I mean, it has a good beat. Damn it, I like. I mean, songs who have a good beat, they just suck me in. I don't like it.
It does have a good beat. It does have a good beat.
It does have a good beat. But this won't make it to the final. Definitely not.
Yeah, I think it's a candidate for last in the jury vote, actually. I think that it will actually be a televote qualifier, but the jury will completely massacrate it, and for a reason. Like, it's a song that makes me uncomfortable. I don't know what it is. Might be internalized homophobia, might be just that I don't like how he moves and sounds. Apparently, he's a professional dancer, but he doesn't really look like a professional dancer on stage with this song. What about it? Like, I look at it, I listened to it and I feel like I'm back to Eurovision 2005. Like it reminds me of many entries from that year. It's so
Let
dated.
me try, let me
Not that one.
try.
It reminds me of Cyprus. Ela, 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 which is one of my most hated
I'll
Eurovision
make your
songs
heart
ever.
go bang, bang.
So I feel like this one is going to split televotes with Israel, and that
Oh,
will be the death of both of them. But this one will do slightly better in the televoting. So
interesting. I didn't think about that. I am sort of on the fence about this one. I do like the beat. I do like the "Hola mi bebé." I think the lyrics are absolutely atrocious. If Spain is voting in the semi-final, there won't be no
it
points from
is.
Spain. There you
No,
go.
there will be 12 points from Spain because Romanian
Oh yeah, the
immigrants
Romanian immigrants.
do
Yeah,
that every year.
yeah, that's true. That's true. I forgot about them. But what else? What else? What else? Yeah, I think this is trash pop, which is instant. So I do think the televote will get behind this. But the juries, while it's not really an obvious choice for last place from the jury at first, for me, I don't know. Try to think of someone else, but maybe there isn't. Who knows?
Georgia, maybe.
Georgia, yeah. I don't know. I don't know, but I don't think it's going to go to the final. And what I will say, which is a very unpopular opinion, I actually think that this is an improvement from Romania because last year's song was absolutely unlistenable.
I
Moving
liked
on.
it.
I hated it.
Oh, do
Moving
you want
on.
to start with this one, Sean? I know that
Okay,
you love it.
I will. I will. This is talking of unlistenable. The verses and the pre-choruses of the song I find ridiculously unlistenable. Here's the thing. Ohman is a classically trained singer, and often with these classically trained singers, they are so classically trained and they so want to show us how classically fucking trained they are that they end up engaging in these vocals that are so unnecessary during the song. Case in point, the part when he's like, let the war, it's unlistenable. It's like he's whining through the song. It's not even appropriate to where the song actually travels to as a direction. And I feel like this is the kind of Troye Sivan meets Asbjorn kind of song that I used to listen to in 2015, 2016 to kind of find my self identity as a human being. And they used to make me even more depressed. And in doing so, it is actually really dated. Let's not forget that these kinds of songs by Troye Sivan, Asbjorn, Lauv, they have a very loyal but limited audience. And that is why I think Poland is going to be the shock non-qualifier of the year. That's it from me.
Becca, what do you think?
Guys, I think we should like stop this live stream because you're being way too negative tonight. Way too negative.
Are you a cancel culture attendee?
I like Poland song, okay? I like it. I like the river or what he says, but I like it. I do want the song to pass, but I mean it's chances. I mean they're not very positive.
Oh, they are. Don't listen to me. Take a look at the book at the betting odds. It's
Yeah, I
first
think
and
they're
minus
safe
qualifier.
qualifiers.
Oh, I guess I should then. But I do want Poland to go through. I mean, I like. How did you say his name? I don't know how to say it.
Ohman. Christian Ohman.
Ohman.
For the French, Chris. Well, I agree with Sean on the point that he's a classically trained singer, and those are technically perfect, and he is, but they're not good performers. Like they don't really engage with the audience in any ways, and that's why he's been criticized for having no stage presence. But that's normal. He's a classical singer. And the song itself doesn't really go anywhere, in my opinion. Like I barely remember it, but that's more because I always avoided it like the plague. Um, oh, I think that he will certainly go to the final. He will do well in the televote, but he won't do nearly as well as Polish people expect, because in the end, that's where most of the hype for it is coming from. Polish people are hyping it up because it's the first decent entry that they have since I don't know how many years. So they think that they're going to run away with it, but lower
And
your expectations.
I feel like this pattern of hype is being replicated so hard in the betting odds this year. The songs in, I think, fifth, sixth, and seventh, Spain, Poland, and Greece, are the songs with the most internal hype that are probably going to not do as well as these betting odds are saying. I mean,
Especially
I
Greece. I can see Poland and Spain in the top 10, but Greece,
absolutely cannot see either of them in the top 10. Actually, of the strength of how the juries want to just pick someone and make it the star of the show, I see potential for Greece, actually. But Poland and Spain,
God forbid.
top 10. Well, if we're done with Poland, we can move on to Montenegro. And please feel free to kick this off.
Who?
Anyone.
Go back.
EPIX Eurovision guy.
I miss him so much.
Oh.
Bex.
Montenegro. I love the song. I mean, from the first time I heard it till now, I still love the song. I definitely want to see the song go through the final. It has, that has. I mean, it's a song that I instantly loved. It has a good beat. I mean, the message, I think has to do with regarding to losing someone to COVID, if I'm not mistaken. Not really a big fan of the message, but I love the song.
Giorgio Taietti.
Well, I think this is.
In comes the negative vibe.
I think this is the worst written song of the year after Azerbaijan. The lyrics are so clunky. They put together lots of words in English that don't sound well together. In the chorus, there are more syllables than the music allows. It's really grating to listen to anyone who has minimal musical education. They should have kept it in Serbian or Montenegrin or whatever you want to call that language. About her performances, I used to think she was a qualifier, but after her performances at pre-shows, she was struggling vocally. Her stage presence was leaving a lot to be desired. So now I'm pretty convinced that this is staying in the semifinal. I wish she will qualify purely for the sake of Montenegro's future participations, because they're totally withdrawing again after this one, and that's the only thing I'm sorry about. But other than that, it's not a well done entry, and I don't agree that the lyrics are meaningful, because they're basically about aggressive treatment and keeping somebody alive as much as possible. And from a medical point of view, this is not very ethical, but these are just points of view. And you, Sean, what do you think?
You absolutely brought it home on the last point. I am in utter agreement with that statement. But before I talk about the lyrics, let's talk about the song. When the song came out and I knew nothing what it was about, I was really, really happy. I was really happy that they're doing a modern Balkan ballad. It reminded me of a crossover between Angela Peristeri's Karma and Nevena Bozovic Kruna, in the way that it's not really a stereotypical Balkan ballad, but it's more of a Balkan ballad without letting Eurovision fans call it a Balkan ballad. You know what I mean? And I like it. I like it when Montenegro tries to go this route. You know, let's not forget the past of Montenegro contained songs like Heaven, songs like The Real Thing, songs like Space by Slavoj Kalesic, and songs like
Adio.
Euro, Don't Be Skeptic, Pathetic, Hermetic, Analphabetic.
Euro.
And these were all objectively terrible songs. So
I thought you were going to talk about the only good one, which is Adio.
Yeah. Vladana's Breed, next to these four examples, it's like Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On" sitting next to them. However, there's always a tale of the devil. When I was told by a YouTube person called, on his YouTube name, he's called ESC Surge, that the song is about Vladana's opinion about people who were questioning the state of COVID. And to act so selfishly is unforgivable. The air is what they need, the air is what they breathe. I didn't think of it, but then when this guy told me, I was like, fuck. And I think that those lyrics are unforgivable. I don't want to go too much into the pandemic debate, but to speak of someone in a way which you are deeming that their actions are so unforgivable, I think those lyrics are actually unforgivable. I think that song should have been in Montenegrin, and when anyone asked her what the song is about, she should have just said it's personal. I think it would have been kept better like that. At first, I thought it was going to qualify of the strength that Balkan ballads almost always qualify, especially when there's only one of them in the semi-final. There is Serbia in the semi-final. There is North Macedonia. So these are all going to be points that Montenegro benefits from. I do think it could qualify, but then when I try to see who I could take out, I don't know, maybe San Marino, but it's not qualifying in the top 5. If it qualifies, 8th, 9th, or 10th. And like Giorgio said, if this ensures Montenegrin participation, let them. Moving on to Belgium with Jeremy Makies and his song Miss You. Bex, do you think Miss You is a song for you?
Yes, it is. I love it.
Oh,
I do.
tell us more.
I mean, I did not expect something like this from Belgium, to be honest. I mean, it did surprise me quite a bit at the fact that Belgium is gonna represent like Eurovision with this kind of song. I know it's the typical
Why?
kind of what?
Why are you surprised?
Because it's not usual that Belgium sends something like so typically like pop that like we listen to everyday music, but they did, and I actually like it, and I would definitely like to see Belgium going through, and I think it will.
Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Giorgio.
you're welcome.
Yeah, I mean, I had zero expectations from Belgium this year because they selected somebody with no discography straight out of a talent show, and they surprised me very positively. The song is strong. I really like it. Jeremy wins the award for the most attractive male contestant for me this year, so that's a bonus point. And I think that this will be a major jury favorite. Like, it ticks all the boxes to be one, and if he performs well, then he's a sure qualifier. I mean, I don't doubt that he's going to qualify. He's sure he's going to get many more jury points than Televote wants, but he's going to be fine, and I believe that he will do well for Belgium.
I think this is a very middle of the road song. I think the way it starts, it actually reminds me of Adele's Skyfall.
Yeah, it reminds me of Adele as well.
I like the mystery that it evokes, and I think it's a common theme throughout Belgian participation, from Senec to
Even from
Elliot
Blanche.
to to Hooverphonic twice. I think it's something that Belgium is riding a wave of. I like it. But the real letdown for me comes in the chorus. I think the chorus is just, am I gonna miss you? Am I gonna miss you? It's very throwaway, very lackluster songwriting. It does absolutely nothing for me. But his vocals are to be commended, and if he performs that well vocally live, which I think he will, this could be a real vocally show-stopping moment. And I think maybe that's where the producers were going at with the running order. Will it qualify? Again, I think it's on the border, it's on the cusp. Belgium has not proven itself to be a master of staging, nor has it been a master of televoting. However, if the juries give this enough love, it could probably qualify. But again, you know how I said Finland versus Israel? I'm almost kind of thinking that Montenegro versus Belgium as well. And why am I pitting these two against each other? Purely because they're close to each other in the running order. And when I make a prediction, I look at the running order and I like to see that it looks good with who you cross out. But yeah, this could be in the final, and if it did, I wouldn't be unhappy. Next up is one of the major favorites in this year's Eurovision Song Contest, Sweden's Cornelia Jacobs. I see a frown, I see a sigh. I go to Crema.
Hello. Well, I'm not really frowning because this song is nice. It's still a pop song, but kind of different, somehow different from the other Swedish participations. She performs it amazingly, and that's its stronger part. The song itself, I wouldn't say is too special. Like, it's not as good as many Euro fans are hyping it up to be. I don't like how she's doing a fake voice, like a forced voice, because if you listen to her other songs on Spotify, I don't recommend it because she has a really boring discography, but if you want to, she sounds completely different in the other songs. So she's doing this integral voice, bananas and avocados, And I don't think it's going to be a huge televoting success either. Better than Sweden's latest shows, but still not enough to win. I always think that the winning song at Eurovision is a song that stands out for some reason, and this song doesn't stand out in anything and in any context. So, of course, it's going to qualify. No discussion on that. It's going to be a jury favorite. No discussion on that. But people are just hyping it up way too much.
Rebecca Nicole.
I mean, I like the song, but I feel that it's very much like the previous years that Sweden has sent to Eurovision. I mean, it's nothing. It's nothing different. I mean, I guess I wanted something different from Sweden. It's just like I feel it's always the same from Sweden.
What did you want
But
from
as
Melody
Georgie said,
Festival?
this will definitely. Who?
Who was your favorite in Melody Festival?
What's her name? I forgot. Hannah something. Hannah.
Clara
Clara Hammarström.
Hammarström.
That one. I went from.
That's your nose, John. We said it together.
Yeah.
But this will definitely go to the final. I mean, it's Sweden, so I can't imagine a Eurovision where Sweden is not in the final.
2010.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, the only
Please.
year. Yeah. Poor Anna.
And
Giorgio,
it was a
who
very
was
strong
your-
Eurovision. Huh?
It was a very strong song. It was a very strong song. Who was your favorite in Melody Festival?
Tone Sekelius.
What?
Tone Sekelius. I really liked her energy on stage. Yeah. Like, she was feeling the song. It was a very simple song, but she was feeling it. Really loved her emotion.
Was not
One rare
expecting
moment of empathy from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I wanted to say I will be so underwhelmed if Sweden won this year. I said that I don't think it's going to, and I stand by it. But if it did, I will be so underwhelmed because that will be rewarding mediocrity. Because in the end, this song is good, but it's nothing more than that. Like, I will be happier if Ukraine won, which is way down below in my top, than this one, which is like top 15.
I would be underwhelmed of both. I like Hold Me Closer. It's actually my top 10. When was the last time Sweden was in my top 10? Probably in 2010. And I do like the way. I didn't know that this was a fake voice by Cornelia Jacobs.
Yeah, she's
But
forcing it. Listen to her other songs. Doesn't sound anything like that.
yeah, I'm surprised, but again, I'll speak on what I know, and I like the raspiness and the hoarse vocal that she puts on. Um, it wasn't my favorite in Melody Festivalen. My favorite was obviously Higher Power by Anna Bergendahl. But
You're
I do
80
understand
inside.
my what.
You're 80 inside.
Um, and I'm happy this one, as opposed to, to say to Robin Bengtsson, to John Lundvik, who I absolutely can't stand. These were all songs that I was not smiling when they won. Whereas Cornelia Jacobs' Hold Me Closer, at least I can understand why, and I can accept that it won. Um, to me, this screams third place at Eurovision. This is the song that comes top two in the jury vote, and then the televote then gives it like, I don't know, 110 points, which is not enough to
I
beat
can see
whoever wins.
150 even for this.
I don't know. I don't know. It depends on what's going to happen with the other countries. But this to me is, I think it's my favorite Swedish song since Sanna Nilsson. And
Ooh.
I wouldn't mind if it came third. But just like you, if this won, and I don't think it's going to win, but hey, let's keep it there. If it won, I would be very underwhelmed. I really don't want to go back to Sweden. I really, really don't want to
Okay,
go
but
back
the
to Sweden.
thing is here is that I don't expect the juries this year to give any song huge points. Like even if this did win the jury vote, it will be with like 260. So
Yeah.
the televote will be much more decisive, like in 2019. I stand by this.
I mean, how many points did Switzerland get last year from the jury? Something like that, no?
160 something, yeah.
Yeah.
65 maybe.
Yeah. So we really need it. This is why I keep saying, let's not reveal it. Let's leave it for another live stream. But this is why I keep saying that country in particular, who we have not discussed, is going to win Eurovision. But let's move on. And that country is not the Czech Republic, but we can talk
No.
about the Czech Republic. A lot to say about the Czech Republic, and I'm going to start with Bex because I know you and I have shared our emotions about the song back in December. Please.
Yes, we did. As Sean said, I mean, I think it's one of the first Eurovision songs of this year that I heard back in December. And as the minute that it came out till this very day, I still love the song. I definitely want to see it go to the final. I mean, for Czech Republic, I feel that it has a very different kind of feel to it this year, and also the kind of song that they send to Eurovision with. I mean, even our close friend who is not a big fan of Eurovision even voted for them.
Let's say
So I
hi
think
to
that,
Jan. Let's say hi to Jan,
yeah,
who we
hi
will be
Jan.
who we
Yeah.
will be seeing tomorrow. It's supposed to be a surprise for you, but I already told you. But I'm sure he's not watching this live
I
stream,
know.
so he doesn't know that I spoiled it. But yeah, we will see Jan tomorrow. It was
Yeah.
his first time watching ESCCZ, and he actually voted for this song. So
Yeah, so that is definitely saying something, and it's I mean it has this kind of electronic kind of vibe to it, while at the same time kind of this also modern to it. So yeah, I definitely like this song, and then I feel that it's good that they're closing with it. Like it's a nice song to close.
Giorgio.
What about you guys?
Yeah, it's a good song, I must say. When it was first selected, I didn't think that it will stand out as much as it will, because in the end, it's one of the very few high energy songs that can appeal to both the public and the juries. It's a good redemption for the Czech Republic, which usually has underwhelming results. And it can also be a cute chart hit after the final. So it has a full package. It all comes down to how they perform. And I'm sure that they will put on a nice show.
I'm surprised. Well, I'm not surprised Becca didn't bring this up, but I'm surprised you didn't bring this up about her live vocals. which
Yeah, but who cares about vocals when there are pre-recorded vocals anyway? They're going to
of course people
drown
care.
her vocals, the prerec, and nobody's going to notice about her shortcomings, you know?
When vocals are this problematic, I really, really don't think that anything can save them. Unless you literally put on an Effendi. But even Effendi, you could tell she wasn't singing. And I do think people are looking out for these things. Really do. I think her vocal problems are not as massive as Pia Maria's. But it's true, there hasn't been a single pre-party performance where Dominica performed with a decent vocal, and this remains to be seen. You know how much they actually do drown her vocals in pre-recorded back vocals, how much they actually manage to do something about this. We will see. I still think this is going to be a very safe qualifier, and I haven't said this about the Czech Republic since Mikolas Josef. I think the song is great. I liked it from day one. I have it down at number 14 in my top 40. And even though Benny Cristo was my number 10 before the contest, he didn't survive. He did not survive. That performance did not survive even my top 20. So I think this should be, as you said, this should be staged very well. It's interesting. This is coming after Sweden, and this is a song that might have actually represented Sweden. Like, I could see this song coming out of Sweden.
For me, it's more from Norway, because Sweden goes for even more basic stuff usually. Like,
and it's not
when was the
million
last
miles
time?
away.
When was the last time Sweden sent something that could have belonged to the same year? I think it was like 2016. Sweden songs are usually dated when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you say this year is dated though?
Yeah, most of the songs are dated, but they're going
No,
in the right
Sweden.
direction. Oh, Sweden. With ballads, it's harder to be dated. Many people say that this song, the Hold Me Closer, sounds like shallow in the chorus. I don't really hear it, but if so many people hear it, then that's a song from 4 years ago. So it automatically means that it's dated.
Yeah. I think it's, in terms of melody, I don't think it can really be dated. I mean, a melody is a melody. I think it's more production,
Yeah,
the way a
production.
song is produced. And personally, I wouldn't say that Hold Me Closer sounds dated, but that's it. We've talked about all 18 songs in the semifinal, and we have discussed both semifinals. If you want to check our live stream for semifinal 2, so for semifinal 1, I'm going to put the link up here.
Wait, are we going to say our predicted qualifiers?
Go ahead. Kick us off.
You two are, because I haven't done the list yet. So go ahead and say it.
Okay, my prediction is, in performance order: Finland, Serbia, Malta, Australia, Cyprus, Estonia, Poland, Belgium, Sweden, and Czech Republic. Sorry, I missed the audio.
You're on mute.
Yeah, you're mute.
Didn't you put Cyprus?
I did.
Okay.
Cyprus is there.
Mine is pretty much the same. Finland, Serbia, Malta, Australia, Cyprus, Estonia, Belgium, Sweden, Czech Republic.
And what is missing?
I'm tossing between San Marino and Montenegro.
And Poland? You left them out.
I did leave Poland out intentionally.
This is your long shot of the year.
Yeah. I'm going to say Montenegro, because they have so many friends in this semifinal, and Italy is not even voting in the semifinal for San Marino. So, but I would like to see San Marino in the final more than Montenegro. But prediction-wise, I'm going to say Montenegro. Bex?
And Bex,
anyone's, like, if you had to put money down on any countries to go to the final, who would they be?
I agree with all of you. with all of you. I agree with all the nearly all the countries that you mentioned, except that I would put Poland instead of Australia. And what else? I think that's it. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, or maybe replace something so that Montenegro would be in it. But I'm not thinking right now because I'm tired.
But you know what?
Um,
All of the things that
yeah,
we're saying
instead of the
can
same night.
change after the rehearsals. So we'll never
Yeah, for
know
sure,
who,
definitely.
like, maybe we will see
And
a
we will
rehearsal
be
and
having, and we will be having a live stream after each country has had their second rehearsal, and I'm sure we're gonna
are
have.
we?
Yes, of course. It's the
Am I
Sunday when
invited?
of course, Sunday when there's just before
Okay.
the welcome ceremony, we have to talk about rehearsals. So
Oh my god, what time
stay
is that?
tuned. God knows, I don't even know when the opening
5
ceremony is.
p.m.
Sundays we have to do it on 5 p.m. to accommodate
Sundays
Georgia.
after 5 p.m. Yeah, or else I'm not gonna be there.
Oh,
So
okay, boss.
until then, we will come back with another live stream just before that about the big five
Yeah.
countries. This year we don't say big five plus host country because the host country is a big five, just big five, and we will have EPIX Eurovision Guy with us again, hopefully.
When is it?
I don't know.
Is it this
But
Friday or next Friday?
no, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you did like this live stream. Subscribe to my channel if you did like this live stream and if you want to see more content. And come and follow me on my Instagram, which is down in the description down below. And thank you, Rebecca and Georgia, for joining me once again. Like I said, we will see each other again very soon to discuss the big five. And until then, thank you for watching and good night.
And good night.
Good night.
Bye.